All right, we have a little bit of here. President Trump speaking moments ago. Can we listen into this?
You know, as far as the case is concerned, he gave an answer. It was a strong answer. He then verified it a couple of times because that was a very important answer. If he would have equivocated, if he would have been like a little bit less sure, that would have been very bad for him. So he gave an answer. The only problem is for him, he didn't think it'd be caught, and he got caught. He lied a lot, but this was a very important thing. He could have said, well, maybe, or I don't remember. He didn't say that. He gave a very specific answer, and then he verified it numerous times, and he got caught.
That was President Trump just moments ago reacting to the indictment of former FBI Director James Comey. Comey's charged with lying to Congress and obstructing a congressional proceeding, and Comey responded online.
My family and I have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Donald Trump, but we couldn't imagine ourselves living any other way. My heart is broken for the Department of Justice, but I have great confidence in the federal judicial system, and I'm innocent. So let's have a trial and keep the faith.
I want to bring in Kim Strassel and Andy McCarthy. Thank you both for being here. So lots of reaction coming in. You just heard a little bit from President Trump. Kim, listen to some Democratic reaction.
A lot of what President Trump has done now for months is to use the power of the presidency and the federal government to go after people.
Let's be clear about what's happening here. The president is singling out someone he just doesn't like.
I think the country will see very clearly that we have an authoritarian president. And when you have a president ordering people's prosecution, that is a political persecution.
All right, Kim, I know we've all followed this saga for many years. In the short time that we have, your thoughts as now there's this development, Comey has been indicted.
Well, look, James Comey, even before Donald Trump was elected, had a long string of highly political decisions that he had made in office. That's why my editorial page actually advocated that Donald Trump, as soon as he was inaugurated the first time, he fire him. Unfortunately, he didn't do that. And now we have everything that's come since. And while I think a lot of Americans would love to see some sort of accountability for James Comey for many, many reasons, for many, many sins, I'm not sure this particular charge is the way to go about it, in part because I'm not sure it's actually going to stick in the end, and that's going to leave a lot of disappointed people, too. Andy can probably jump into the legality even more, but this is potentially a problematic prosecution.
Okay, I want to play from Ted Cruz, this exchange from September 30th, 2020, and then we'll hear from Andy, who's got some significant thoughts on this. Watch.
Mr. McCabe, who works for you, has publicly and repeatedly stated that he leaked information to the Wall Street Journal and that you were directly aware of it and that you directly authorized it. Now, what Mr. McCabe is saying and what you testified to this committee cannot both be true. One or the other is false. Who's telling the truth?
I can only speak to my testimony. I stand by what the testimony you summarized that I gave in May of 2017.
Andy, your take.
I love Ted, but McCabe never said that Comey authorized it. What McCabe said was that McCabe authorized it. This is a leak to the Wall Street Journal. And then he told Comey about it later. The only way that you could convict Comey beyond a reasonable doubt is Comey would have to truly believe that he personally had authorized the leak. He would have to actually have authorized the leak, and then he would have had to know that he was lying when he denied it to the Senate. They're not even going to be able to prove that he authorized the leak because, by all accounts, he didn't. So I don't think this case even gets to trial.
All right, so then we have about a minute left in this show. Kim, President Trump also said this morning when he was asked that he thinks that there could be more people who end up in a legal situation out of the Russia investigation. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, look, we have been looking at this for a long time now, and special counsel Durham did his report. He didn't come up with anything, and that's in part because it's been pretty hard to get anyone. We will see what comes, but a lot of this, is there going to be strength to these cases? And I think that really does matter in the end, Dana.
Andy, I got 20 seconds for you.
Judge Mukasey used to tell me, Dana, that courts don't do poetic justice, they do prosaic justice. And this case is not about Russiagate and all the abuses. It's about, can they prove the charges in the four corners of the indictment? And they can't.
Andy McCarthy, Kim Strassel, thank you so much on what ended up being a very busy and fast show. Sandra, thank you so much. I know people will benefit from hearing from you.
Hey, it's Will Kane. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Kane podcast for full episodes right now.